just weeks before election, and there is already big news out of the state of Georgia. Georgia, on their opening day, set records. It was the biggest turnout of voters on day one in Georgia voting in their history. I thought I had an article on it here somewhere, but now I don't see it. So, is it, who goes in here and changes? I don't see it. You're telling me that I don't understand why I had a whole, anyway, it's,
I blame you.
I mean, maybe it might be my fault, but I thought I had it in here. Anyway, I just, as I say, here it is. Here it is. I mention this because these are the signposts early. This is an article from the Atlanta Constitution, which I really wanted to read a bit of to you. By late afternoon, more than 281,000 Georgia voters had already cast ballots. This is just yesterday. And this is the first day of voting. And the first day of voting, if you contrast it, okay, in 2020, 136,000 voters cast ballots on the first day then. And in 2022, 134,000 voted on day one. So again, by late afternoon yesterday, 281,000 voters had hit the polls and cast ballots. So this says something. It is something that we talk about a lot on the show, the fact that the electorate is animated to be involved. It may be women's reproductive freedoms. It may be the fear of autocracy. In MAGA land, it may be those crazy libs, whatever. You'll tell me what you would ascribe this incredible turnout to. I would tell you that, generally speaking, if history's a guide, those are Democrats primarily coming out in those numbers. Big turnouts early are typically Democratic turnouts. Maybe that will be changing under this new kind of Trump land sort of, you got to get out there and fight for your freedoms or whatever the hell he's saying, America first, or, you know, tariffs now, or whatever the hell he's saying. But your result is, I mean, an enormous number of people coming out on day one. Mm-hmm. CNN did a good analysis yesterday of the early voting in Georgia, and early voting is way up, but mail-in voting is way down. I don't think CNN thought the early voting numbers were significant. Oh, okay. Well,
it's hard to think they're not significant when I think and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think they said last year it was maybe 100 and some odd thousand people had voted on the first day, and this year more than 300,000 had voted on the first day. That's a pretty significant increase.
Well, that's why I went through those numbers. Yeah. That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. DeKalb County had 2-hour waits, and many people, you know, they waited for 2 hours. This is how spoiled we are in California. We have polling places everywhere. Typically, the wait is not that long. I think I had to wait a half hour once. Now, that may be also because of poor voter turnout. I don't know. But people are saying things like this. This election is critical to the democracy of our country. I'm still traumatized by Trump's last presidency, one person said. I'm sure there are Trump people who say, I don't want that crazy lib Kamala Harris anywhere near the White House. I'm sure they have them too. Here's a voter for Trump citing his positions on abortion and the U.S.-Mexico border and his frequent references to God and country. She went to the polls first thing today. That is yesterday. She considers, quote, one of the most important elections in history is happening. What Randy was saying about CNN, and somebody else said it in the chat, noting that Trump was urging early voting, and perhaps there is a big Trump vote here. I mean, before, you know, all the Democrats get too much of a bounce in their step, it is possible that these early numbers do reflect an animated base on the part of the GOP. MSNBC was trying to say it could favor either candidate, says Sarah. We know damn well it was probably Harris voters. Again, if you use traditional history, it would be a Democrat. But traditional history may not apply here. We are in a transformative age. And I mean, I don't love the transformation. We're transforming elections in a lot of ways that may be good. I mean, I like the fact that you can vote earlier. I think the ways in which you will be able to vote are going to change as well. But we hang on to these politically motivated, one-sided policies when it comes to elections. I'm speaking specifically of the Electoral College. It's an absurd system. It's why you have to sweat this election. Kamala Harris will coast to a popular vote victory. It will not even be a sweat. But the Electoral College changes everything. So we play in a fixed game in America. And that's the reason we're sweating it. So as you look at the Georgia numbers, perhaps it is a reflection of animated voter awareness and an animated voter enthusiasm on both sides. So perhaps Democrats should just cool their jets a bit. But it does feel as though it would be something traditionally, as I say, that would favor Democrats.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell, you'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.